Oh, hello. There we go. Let's put that out into the ether and see what happens there. Let's get some people in. There we go. It's meant to be terrible. I'm terribly poured. Let's just get as well. Let's do that. Because what we need is we need to grab. Let's get that and count it. So that's fine. Just very, very quickly. Let's just pop that in there. Where has it gone? Some pressure. There we go. There we go. Let's give it a moment or two. Get ourselves all sorted out here, if nothing else. Oh, that is good. That is good. Okay. Let's quickly just pump that around into a few places. Beer indeed. Beer indeed. We are on the Augustina Dunkel because we do quality, not quantity in this house. Also just realised we can fit the rest of that into the actual mug there, so we'll go on with that. Just very quickly sharing the stream in a couple of places. So apologies for the sort of the dead air here at the beginning as we do these bits and pieces. I've shared it in a few places, so let's see if we can get a few folk in, and then we'll get rocking and rolling in a mo. That appears to have all worked. Brill. Sure, people will come and join the party. So, effectively, the NHL season has started, but finally, Upper Deck Series 1. So I streamed opening all those packs of Tim Hortons cards that I got, and I figured, for posterity, and to kind of show that I've not cheated on any of this stuff, that I'd quickly stick this online whilst we were doing that, and we'll open up Upper Deck Series 1 for 2022-23. 24 packs in a box, so it's a hobby box, 24 packs, 8 cards per pack. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going into the binder that I bought specifically for this. Plenty of Young Guns rookie cards to hunt for in here. None of the big names from the summer are in it. No Juraj Slafkovsky, no Shane Wright, none of those level of rookies. One of the things that that's kind of come out this year is that because of sort of production bits and pieces, the cards are printed in Italy, which is probably why some of the younger, some of the up and comers recently have been for the start of this year aren't in this box. They're going to be in Series 2. They've confirmed Slafkovsky and Wright will be in Series 2 and a couple of the other ones. What we will do actually is we will deck. What we'll do is we'll get the Young Guns checklist up as we're chatting about it. So it's Friday night, so it's a beer. Got some hockey cards to open. So what I'll say is it's not going to be a full whack what's current stream or anything like that. What it's going to be is I'm going to open these so we can all have a look. And if people want to chuck questions, we can chat about whatever hockey's going on, whatever anybody wants. And we will You stick your questions and stuff in the chat, and we'll have a whale of a time. And we'll open some hockey cards and see what we get. Now, there's a bunch of different things that you can. A bunch of different inserts this year. Missed what's current because it was a quiz, but my word, what an 18th birthday Matty Bloor had. He did indeed. That is a hell of a way to celebrate being able to legally buy beer. Playing for the Nottingham Panthers for 50 minutes and then going and playing at least, another 15 minutes or so for the Lions. He played more than a game. There we go. Got the end there. Just going to open that on the stream so people can see them not taking the mic. Oh, that's not worked. Can't even use a pair of scissors. But yeah, he had a very, very good game, the young Mr. Bloor. So you can only congratulate him on that one. It's great to see obviously not an ideal situation given the fact the other goalie got injured. But great that a Lions netminder has been used in that situation. And has been sort of trusted to kind of go in and have a go. Pop that in there like that. Look at that. Right. So we will. So we've got 4 stacks. So we're gonna because I'm one of those people. We're gonna get a stack out. We're gonna go one by one. There's a distinct top half and bottom half in the IHR right now. Yeah, the bottom half appears to be Scotland and friends, doesn't it? Really, at the moment, unfortunately, Scotland and friends. Let's just very quickly pull up the Young Guns checklist because let's have a look at the names of the really good ones that we're kind of looking for at the moment. Some of these packs feel very, very thick. So we'll have a quick. So we've got the first stack there. First stack is 6. Let's have a quick look at the Young Guns checklist that we're kind of after in terms of some of those bigger names that we're after there. Matt Boldy of Minnesota will be very interesting. Eric Schulgren will be an interesting one to get, given he sort of made a few starts this year for the Maple Leafs. Ken Johnson, the Blue Jackets, obviously going to be a very big one there. Who else is in this list? Owen Power, of course, is probably going to be the big one there from Buffalo. Lucas Reichel from the Blackhawks, who's going to be very, very good. I think he'll probably be in the high end there. Definitely some fun ones. So let's enough of the yak, enough of the drawing. Thoughts on the spec suspension. So the thoughts on the spec suspension for me, I thought he'd get 6. I understand why he's got 10. It is a headshot. He has made contact with the head. For me, I think the issue Hull are going to have in terms of a suspension overturning are getting a different angle and proving that firstly the head wasn't the primary point of contact, and that it is for me the best they get out of this is that it's dropped down to a 6 and it's a tier 1 instead of a tier 2. But I don't know. I think this is a bit of a tough one for them to argue. Right. So pack 1. of 24. So let's get rocking and rolling as we're 9 minutes into the stream. Here we go. So let's have a quick look at the base card, because obviously he's got some players on old teams. So this is what the base card roughly looks like. So here we have our first one, Alex DeBrincat. They're in Blackhawks colours rather than Ottawa. But you've got, it's a bit hard to tell actually with the camera, but you've kind of sort of got the colour match along the bottom of the pack here. So let's have a look as to what we've got. So we've got Alex DeBrincat, Nico Dawes of the New Jersey Devils. Nice sideways one here of Morgan Riley of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Oh, here we go. This is one of the inserts already. Defense mechanism of Travis Sanheim of the Flyers. This is the regular one rather than the gold variant of that. And then we've got Brock Nelson, Cole Sillinger, Tony D'Angelo and his various burner accounts on Twitter, and Jake Evans of the Montreal Canadiens. EIHA seems to be coming down really hard with suspensions this year. They are, I think, in the sense that they've set their stall out for what their minimums are going to be. What I think is interesting is that we had that big explanation after Saturday's debacle. We got a good explanation, and now this time we've actually had the explanations kind of up front for bits and pieces. So here we go. Cam Fowler of the Ducks. Jordan Binnington of the Blues. Pionk of the Winnipeg Jets. Jared McCann of the Seattle Kraken. Apologies. And our first UD canvas, Mika Zibanejad of the New York Rangers. I love these canvas cards. They're always really, really nice. Adam Henrique of the Ducks. Kyle Poso of the Buffalo Sabres. And Kyle Connor of the Winnipeg Jets. So let's go on. Spec going back to the 17th of December of the banners I've had. And it's just bad for Hull. Like, Hull have had, if it weren't for bad luck, they'd have no luck at all. Yes, and it's Mika, which makes it better. Of course, with his ties to Milton Keynes, of course. Another New York Ranger off the bat there, Jakob Trouba. Linus Ullmark of the Bruins. Another goalie there, Thatcher Demko. And we got our first young gun rookie, Dylan Sandberg of the Winnipeg Jets is the first young gun out of the box, sorry. Josh Bailey of the Islanders. Capo Karkinen there from the Sharks. Alex Nedeljkovic, who of course in our Tim Hortons boxes that we got alongside Tim Horton and that Austin Matthews Flow of Time card. And Tanner Pearson. Surprised Hull didn't ask for a review of the Price Kneeing incident. Yeah, I think the issue there might be potentially it'll be something like availability of the game tape to just kind of see it, because like something happens in the moment you think it's bad, but you don't necessarily get the option of checking until too late. Right, Shea Theodore starts our next pack. Anthony Cirelli of they're in lightning colours. Artem Zub of the Senators. Sean Corrali of the Blue Jackets. And then we've got our Blue Dazzler, Mikael Granlund of the Nashville Predators. That's a great card. Do like those. I like those Dazzler ones. They've slightly changed the design as well from last year, so that's it just looks a bit shinier. Juha Kariya of the Blackhawks. Martin Nikas of the Hurricanes. And Darnell Nurse. The cards actually, they're not as foily as the Tim Hortons ones. The Tim Hortons ones are very foily, very shiny. These feel a bit more solid, a bit more glossy. All right, on to the next pack. Daniel Sprong, former Capital. Got a lot of love for Daniel Sprong. Matt Grosek of the Boston Bruins. Got our Series 1 checklist here, numbers 101 to 200 there. Alexander Barkov and Braden Point. And then, now this is an interesting card. This might be our wild card that we get in the pack here. Rookie retrospective of Anton Lundell of the Florida Panthers. I don't know off the top of my head what the odds are of this particular one. But rookie retrospective has got his points there. Is there maybe not a case for asking for review if the opposition are coming against teams battling, so you don't want them to be a player down? Yeah, but ultimately it can. They can just tell them to go away. They can just review it and nothing will happen. Lightning to break their own season high attendance for the National League tomorrow. Could be as high as 22 to 22.50. Worth actually reading on those numbers, particularly where we think of numbers of people attending. Mark Rackham has just put out a piece about the troubles of attendances for the San Jose Barracuda of the AHL. If that's what MK are going to get tomorrow night, the Milton Keynes Lightning of the National Ice Hockey League are getting a higher attendance at their games than the San Jose Barracuda of the American Hockey League. What else is the rest of that pack? Jakob Silverberg, Dante Fabro, and another Florida Panther in Mackenzie Weegar. And then last in that pack is Pavel Francouz. Right, last pack of that first stack. But yeah, definitely do go. If the American League is a bit of is not niche in that sort of sense because it is the primary development league. But if you're looking to read some bits and check out some bits about the American League and you don't know too much about it because you're not that big in the NHL or kind of know how the system works, Mark is definitely really worthwhile checking out. Right, Tyler Myers starts off the next pack, followed by Ryan Hartman of the Wild. Michael Matheson of the Penguins, who we don't like. Freddie Anderson of the Carolina Hurricanes. And we have another Dazzler, pink Dazzler, of Andrew Mangiapane of the Calgary Flames. That's our second Dazzler of the box already. Nick Schmaltz of the Yotes. Timo Meyer of the Sharks. And Ryan Johansson of the Nashville Predators. So, stack number 2 comes out. Of course, hunting for that. And see if we can get that Owen Power. That Owen Power card would be a lot of fun to get, wouldn't it? We'll have some real fun with that. So, where do we start our next pack with? Jack Roslovich of the Blue Jackets. Yoel Armia of the Habs. I do like the color matching on some of these things. They're really good. Pasternak. David Pasternak of the Boston Bruins. Another young gun. Here's our second young gun of the pack so far. Frederick Kallstrom of the Dallas Stars. Henry Jokiharju of the Buffalo Sabres. Sean Dursey, of course, he was a young gun in last season's set. Obviously going to be a very good player for a long time for the LA Kings. Oliver Kilvington and Carter Hart. Bison back and fitting well for tomorrow. As far as I'm aware, a large majority of the roster is back. Not everybody is fully 100%, but it's going to be a Bison roster with more names you've heard of than Sunday night. Let's have a quick swig of the beer. So this is one I've not had before, the Augustina. I've had Augustina beer before. I've regularly just had their light 5.6%. That one. Quite nice, actually. I do like a good dark beer. The German dark beer sometimes gets a bit of a bad rap. Dylan Strome, wearing Black Hawks colours, now, of course, on the Capitals, so a friend of mine. Ooh, a fun picture here for the base set card for Matthias Ekholm. Can't see it brilliantly, but they're in that sort of like breast cancer awareness sort of, I believe that is the breast cancer Predators jersey. That's a fun little card. Jeff Carter from the Penguins, who we don't like, of course. Johnny Gaudreau, Johnny Hockey there in the wrong uniform because there he is in a Calgary jersey. And another UD canvas. This time we've got Thatcher Demko of the Vancouver Canucks. What's the rest of the pack? Troy Terry of the Ducks. Adam Pelech of the Islanders. And Sean Couturier of the Philadelphia Flyers. Just keep banging through. There we go. Carter Verhaeghe. They're in Panthers. It's the Florida Panthers. Rasmus Ristolainen, a man who's been given far too big a contract by the Philadelphia Flyers. Alexander Barkov of the Florida Panthers. And then we have Jamie Drysdale debut dates. That's quite a fun little card. They debuted on the 18th of March 2021, Coyotes versus the Ducks. Debut dates card. I lucked out, actually. One of the first ever boxes of cards I ever bought was Series 1 21-22, and I got a Alexander Romanov debut dates jersey card. That was pretty impressive. We'll just finish this pack so I can see some questions are coming. John Carlson, the Secretary of Defense himself. Mitch Marner of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Philip Deneau. And William Carrier in there. What's surprising the NHL season so far? One good, one bad. For me, one bad. Actually, they played each other last week, but one good has got to be New Jersey. New Jersey looks superb. Have been superb so far. And one bad, Columbus look awful. And they've just lost Werenski, haven't they, now for the season? So, the fact they played each other last Sunday and they're just two sides going in vastly different directions. Caps up and down on them. Yeah, but tons and tons of injuries. I know a lot of people are getting on Kemper already, but actually Kemper's not been the problem, I don't think. He's had no support. I don't think that helps him a great deal. I think he's a good netminder. So, next pack. Cale Clegg of the Habs. Chris Kreider of the New York Rangers. He'll always go down well with some people here. Nathan Bastian of the New Jersey Devils. We've got here Denis Gurianov of the Dallas Stars. And then what have we got here? Our superstar honor roll of Cam Atkinson of the Philadelphia Flyers. That's our insert for that pack, at least. Then we've got Barrett Hayton of the Oaks. He says throwing the card. Warren Fogle, there with the Oilers. And a man who's never fighting Alexander Ovechkin again, Andrei Svechnikov. Yeah, dislocated shoulder, torn ligaments. Yeah, so not what Columbus need as they try and sort of turn the corner on the season for sure. Into the next pack, Jakob Markstrom of Calgary. Igor Shraganovich for the Devils. Big friend of mine, big friend of yours, certainly is a Caps fan, a Stanley Cup winner. Hopefully he's better soon and back to full fitness. Jakob Vrana. And then our next young gun in our box here, Carson Mayer of the Blue Jackets. We talked a bit about the Blue Jackets and they doth appear. Jesper Bratt of the Devils. William Nylander of the Maple Leafs. He's popped up already in this box. Jamie Drysdale. That's his base card there. And Ivan Barbashev of the Blues. Last pack of that second stack. Penn's defeat hurt though, as the Caps and Pens have joined at the hip, go up and down together. Yeah, and that you think as well, like the Caps and the Pens, I think have got like two of the oldest rosters in the league, and you can't blame them for sort of leaning on the guys that have done them well for a long time. But certainly, the big issue for the Caps has actually been their depth getting. Obviously Backstrom being hurt, Wilson getting hurt doesn't help, but it's then the other guys coming in. Connor Brown badly hurt. Hagelin is still hurt. Guys getting hurt all over the shop. Right into the next pack. Gabriel Landeskog. I do like that photo actually for a base set shot. That's really, really good. Quite like that one. Braden Point. Mira Heiskanen. One of my personal favorites here. TJ Oshie. Oh, here we go. This is a fun one. Although looking at the player, this is makes me laugh a little bit. Rookie portrait of Braden Schneider of the New York Rangers. And then what else have we got here? A couple of goalies. Connor Hellebuck. Chris Dreiger. And Igor Shesterkin. 3 goalies back-to-back in one pack to finish off that stack of the thing. Stack number 3. Stack number 3. These are much easier to open than last year's, that's for certain. Right, what have we got then? Victor Hedman, quality player. Not a big fan of the Lightning. I don't find them a very interesting watch, but a very, very good player. Tristan Jarry. A man who's in Capitals uniform here, but definitely isn't now. Vitek Vanacek. Seattle have surprised me so far. Oh, another debut dates here. Who have we got here? Debut dates, Cole Caulfield. And that's a very fun little card to get there. Cole Caulfield, of course, obviously very popular young man. Didn't manage to find his rookie card anywhere last year, his Young Guns card. Connor Murphy of the Blackhawks. Mike Hoffman, keep him off the internet. Followed by Owen Tippett and Rasmus Anderson. Seattle surprised me so far. I'm not as big up on the Western Conference as I am on the East because I pay much more attention to the East because being a Caps fan. But they've obviously done, Seattle have been all right so far. I think people can't expect miracles out of the Kraken. Oh, there we go. Right. Next pack starts with Victor Arvidsson of the Kings. Sam Girard from the Avalanche. Karel Vejmelka of the Coyotes. Ryan Donato. We're just talking about the Kraken. We get the Kraken, and then another canvas, but this time it's a Young Guns canvas of Matthias Machelli. Not a player I know, I must confess. Probably not one of the higher rated Young Guns, but that's my first ever Young Guns canvas I've ever managed to pick up, so I'm quite happy about that. Sergachev of the Lightning is followed by one of the best players in the league so far, bar none at the moment, Cale Makar, and Mason Appleton of the Jets. Feels like we've had a lot of Jet space so far in this pack, doesn't it? Does it feel like that to you? It feels like that to me. There we go. Right. Quality player to start off the next pack. Roman Josi of the Preds. Casey Middlestat of the Buffalo Sabres. Trevor Moore there with the LA Kings. And then, this is one of the known inserts. And of course, I would get this guy in this pack. But it's the center of attention inserts for centers. And it's Sid the Kid. Bless his heart. Of course, I'd end up getting him in a box like this. Color matched as well, though. So it's all sort of black and gold there as well. It's a nice card, even if it's a player I don't personally like a great amount. Alex Formanton then of the Ottawa Senators. Jordan Kyrou of the Blues. Jeff Skinner of the Buffalo Sabres. And will he still be there at the end of the year? Jonathan Taves of the Chicago Blackhawks. Got some fun inserts, if nothing else. Right into the next pack. Milan Lucic. Crybaby, as I call him. Yeah, he's gotten better with age, but he does talk way too much to the refs. Kevin Hayes of the Flyers. Lawson Krause of the Yotes. Ilya Sorokin of the Islanders. And well, if the last pack put us down, we are straight back to the top with the living legend himself, on a roll, superstar on a roll of the greatest goal scorer of all time, Alexander Ovechkin. That's how we respond from getting Sidney Crosby in a pack. Alexis Lafreniere, who I think is going to end up being much better than he's sort of been so far. Philip Horneck of the Red Wings, and Brandon Hagel of the Lightning. I managed to get Ovechkin and Crosby in the same box. That's quite fun. Into the next one, Joel Farabee of the. I'm laughing of the Flyers. I'm laughing because I've got one of the best base cards so far. Garnet Hathaway of the Washington Capitals, and that's the base card. That is a fantastic card. I love that so much. I've seen people pull it. Jake Muzzin of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Another young gun, Matty Benier of the Seattle Kraken. He's done all right so far. Who else comes after that then? Jake Gunsel. We've got the base card for the greatest goal scorer of all time, Alexander Ovechkin. 13 behind Howe now. Yep, he's going to catch him before too long. Nico Hirscher. And Niels Hoglander of the Vancouver Canucks. Last pack of the third stack before, so 7 packs to go. Oh, that's a base card. I put it in the wrong pile. Let's move Ovi back. So what have we got? Drew Doughty of the Kings. Interesting discussion. There's one for you. Does Doughty go into the Hall of Fame at the end of his career? Jack Eichel of the Vegas Golden Knights. Obviously had himself a night in Buffalo against Buffalo the other night. Clayton Keller of the Coyotes. Now this is a very nice card. Very nice card for a base card. Connor McDavid, the man on the pack, the man on the box himself. That is a really nice photo for a base card, actually. I really like that one. UD portraits of Braden Point of the Tampa Bay Lightning there. That's a nice little insert. I do like that. I like that design, actually. I do like that design. I like that a lot. Not a big bulk, like I said, not a big bulk person, but that's still a good card. Drake Batherson of the Senators. Jason Robertson of the Stars. And Cal Peterson of the LA Kings. So, 1 stack left. 6 packs to go. And then we'll get out of here, I think. A lot of cards to sort through, which is what I enjoyed doing. I've got a folder ready for these ones. Does McDavid score 1 highlight reel? It feels like he does, doesn't it? He's not a slouch by any stretch of the imagination. Is Mr. McDavid. Andreas Johnsson of the New Jersey Devils. Quinn Hughes of the Canucks. Connor Brown, they're in Senators gear, but of course now on the injured reserve for the Capitals. Ryan Suter of the Dallas Stars. Another UD canvas here. Alex Nedeljkovic. UD canvas. Love those cards. They're really good fun. Mason Marchman in Florida Panthers. Shout out to the man himself, Oscar Lindblom of the Flyers, and Kayla Yamamoto of the Oilers. So let's see what other big bits can we get. Will we get another one of the big young ones? I know Matty Bernier sort of up there, but let's see what we get in the rest of the packs. John Merrill of the Wild, Carl Palmieri of the Isles, Alexander Tessier of the Blue Jackets, and another young gun, Valtteri Pustinen of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Cole Caulfield's base card there. We've got his debut dates earlier. We've now got his base card as well for Cole Caulfield. Barclay Goodrow of the Rangers. UC Sados of the Nashville Predators. And then, oh boy. Oh, look who appeared. Oh dear, poor Zach Werenski. Well, he's a sight for sore eyes in here, if nothing else. 4 to go. 4 packs to go. This is 4th one to go. So here we go. Jesper Fast of the Hurricanes. I do like the fact they've picked some of these pictures like this for the base, actually, rather than just being another being action shot after action shot. Brendan Gallagher. Here's one. Sonny Milano, of course, they're in Ducks uniform, of course, now with the Capitals. Victor Olofsson of the Sabres. That is our first duplicate, actually. Morgan Riley. That's definitely a double we've had of there. And this is an all-base pack, unfortunately. Andrew Mangiapane in the from the Flames. Damon Severson of the Devils. Pius Suter of the Red Wings in a base pack there, unfortunately. All base, which is a bit frustrating, but hey-ho. We're doing really well. We had a run there. We had something half decent out of every pack so far. So what have we got then? Nikolai Ehlers of the Jets. Anthony Beauvillier of the Isles. Erik Karlsson of the Sharks. And there's our insert. We're back on the horse, as it were. Defense mechanism. Jared Spurgeon of the Wild. Followed by Eric Johnson. Alex Killorn. Yanni Hakanpää. And Anthony Mantha of the Caps. So 2 packs left. Only the 2 left, and then we will have gone through the entire box. What have we got left then? What's to here? Oh, that's a fun player to get. Lucas Raymond. Somebody get an insert of him, but such is life. Vasily Podolzin of the Canucks. Philip Kurashev of the Blackhawks. Bradley Skay of the Hurricanes. And oh, here we go. Not one of the biggest rookies, it must be said, but we've got a black and white UD Young Guns canvas of Trey Fix-Wolansky. So the odds on those cards on the black and white canvases are quite low. Definitely getting a Young Gun black and white canvas is decent. It would have been nice for it to be more of a headline rookie, but hey ho, we've had a fair few Columbus guys. Pavel Buchnevich of the Blues. Brandon Tanev, even in his base card, and this is making a silly face. And Jonas Brodin of the Wild. So here it is, the final pack of the box. We will see what we can get out of this one. What gem will be hiding in there? Now that's a fun. A couple of fun ones off the box. Off there, here, Stuart Skinner of the Oilers. Anthony Stolarz of the Ducks. Tanner Jeannot of the Preds. And the last young gun in the box, by the look of it, Isaac Ratcliffe of the Philadelphia Flyers is the last young gun out of the box. Jonathan Darlene. Robin Lehner, of course, isn't playing this year. Hopefully he gets better soon. Cam Talbot. And Spencer Knight. Now, I was under the impression there was a French variant meant to be in here somewhere. So I will have to sit down and go through everything. But there we are, all done, all gone. I was under the impression I might have skipped past the French variant actually because of There's obviously a fair few cards. That's the pilot base that I will have to go through in a minute to have a look through all those. But let's just have a quick bash through the inserts. So not the highest level of sort of amazement for everything, but let's just have a quick look at what we've got. We'll go back sort of in reverse order, as it were. So Isaac Ratcliffe Young Guns are black and white UD Young Guns canvas of Trey Fix Wolanski. Are Jared Spurgeon Defense Mechanisms. Valtteri Puustinen Young Gun from the Penguins. Alex Nedeljkovic UD Canvas. Braden Point UD Portraits. Matty Bernier's Young Guns. Looks lots of fun. Alexander Ovechkin Superstar Honor Roll. Sidney Crosby Center of Attention. As our coloured UD Canvas Young Gun of Matthias Maccelli. Matthias Maccelli, I'll get his name right, poor guy. Debut dates of Cole Caulfield. UD rookie portraits of Braden Schneider of the Rangers. Young Guns Carson Mayer. Superstar Honor Roll of Cam Atkinson of the Philadelphia Flyers. Jamie Drysdale debut dates. UD Canvas of Thatcher Demko from the Canucks. The Frederick Karlstrom Young Guns there from the Dallas Stars. We got our Dazzlers going back now from the beginning. The Andrew Mangiapane Dazzler, Pink Dazzler. Our rookie retrospective of Anton Lundell there from the Panthers. The Mikael Granlund Blue Dazzler, which I believe a hobby box exclusive. Dylan Sandberg Young Gun there from the Jets. Our UD Canvas of Mika Zibanejad. And our Defense Mechanisms Travis Sanheim. That's what we've got in the box there. Like I said, I'm under the impression that there should be a French variant card in there somewhere, and I think I've probably skipped past it, unfortunately, so I'll have to pile through that thing there. One surprise team and one team that needs to find improvements in the National League. A team that probably needs to find improvements is probably... what I will say is I think there is more in Bristol. Because I think when they kind of get their heads around what being in this league is more, I think Bristol could probably potentially push on. The Bison also as well need to massively find improvement because they're just not being consistent enough. One surprise team, I think Peterborough being as good as they have been, I think has been a surprise. I think we expected Peterborough to be all right. I don't think anybody expected Peterborough to be this good. Did we expect Sladkovsky to be as consistent as he has been? Did we expect Sesenis to behave? Did we expect them to kind of sort of sidestep some of the issues they have with injury? Did we expect the defence to be as good as it have been? Because I'd argue no. So I think Peterborough are probably the big surprise. MK are probably over the cap. So the fact they're doing well is okay. Leeds signed an import well above the expectations you'd expect for this league, as well as having all of that young Brit firepower from last year still. That's kind of what was expected. You expected Steel Dogs to be all right, expected Swindon to be all right, expected Telford to be all right. Peterborough, for me, are currently in second place when they should arguably, when you look at that roster, should be in fifth or sixth. They're the big surprise. By the way, that's it. I'm not going to hang around for much. Thank you for joining. Like I say, nothing else, just to kind of sort of keep me honest. I'm going to pile through the base cards and finish off this beer. Have a really, really good Friday evening, everybody. Look after yourselves. Have fun at hockey this weekend. Surprise team Raiders. They didn't start well enough comparatively compared to Peterborough for me. Team improvement Swindon. Yeah, their consistency has been all over the show. But yeah, have a good night, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Banners on the wall at wordpress.com. At BannersOTW on Twitter. Take care. Have a great weekend. Wednesday night, back here for the BOTW What's Current stream. We'll go through the weekend's worth of results. Look after yourselves. Stay safe. So long until next time, everybody.